For most of human history, surviving the night meant outrunning predators and enduring the cold. Today, you can walk down a brightly lit street in a world that is safer, wealthier, and more comfortable than any previous era. Most people today are not watching the horizon for rival tribes or hunting for food with stone tools. Yet millions of people wake up feeling exhausted, constantly anxious, overstimulated, and strangely isolated. When a person surrounded by convenience feels overwhelmed, society tends to frame the struggle as a personal shortcoming, a lack of discipline, or poor time management. In reality, the issue is a biological misalignment. The answer may be that human beings change their environment faster than they change themselves. For most of human history, people lived in small groups, close to nature. Then civilization accelerated. Factories, electricity, screens. In a short period of evolutionary time, humans built a world completely different from the one that shaped them. This creates an evolutionary mismatch. Beneath our modern clothes, the human brain, the nervous system, and the physical body remain ancient hardware. They were built for a physical, rhythmic world that simply no longer exists. In a fraction of evolutionary time, we replaced seasonal rhythms and direct social bonds with constant artificial light, endless screens, infinite global information, and digital algorithms. The persistent discomfort of modern life reveals an ancient brain struggling to navigate a high-speed system it was never designed to handle. The ancient human stress response was designed with a very specific physical purpose. If there was a sound in the bushes or a storm approaching, anxiety made people alert and prepared them to act. The danger was acute. It had a clear beginning and a clear end. Modern threats are entirely different. An unexpected email, a medical bill, a looming deadline, or a social media comparison are abstract concepts, but the ancient nervous system cannot tell the difference. It reacts to these digital pressures as immediate survival dangers. This creates a physiological trap. Our stress response was built for short bursts of danger. Modern life creates long-lasting pressure. The body prepares for action, but the action never comes. The stress remains trapped inside the system. Modern anxiety loops continuously. The body never fully receives the signal that the danger has passed. This creates chronic stress, and chronic stress changes how people think. It narrows attention, increases irritability, and makes the future feel inherently threatening. Even ordinary rest starts to feel unsafe. Modern anxiety loops continuously because the biological body never receives the clear physical signal that the danger has finally passed. For thousands of generations, movement was indistinguishable from survival. Walking, building, gathering, and carrying yielded immediate, visible results. You built a fire, you stayed warm. You found food, you ate. Modern survival slowly moved into chairs. A person can sit completely still for 8 hours, staring at a screen, while their brain absorbs complex financial, professional, and social pressure. This disconnection produces something called meaning fatigue. It is the psychological toll of spending your days managing spreadsheets, administrative loops, and digital compliance, where your effort is entirely separated from any tangible, visible impact. It leads to a strange contradiction, where people feel physically restless but mentally drained. The body is full of unused physical energy, while the mind is packed with unresolved pressure. A modern job provides the income necessary to live, but it often starves the ancient brain of what it needs to thrive: visible purpose, dignity, and a direct physical consequence to our actions. The brain also evolved to constantly scan its environment for novelty, because a sudden change usually meant danger or opportunity. And it evolved to care deeply about social status, because knowing your place in a small, local tribe of familiar faces meant safety. Modern digital systems intentionally exploit these survival instincts. By pushing new information and novelty at a massive scale, they hook into our attention, exhaust our focus, and make concentration incredibly difficult. Comparison has also shifted. Instead of measuring ourselves against a small village, the brain now compares its own success against millions of curated, edited digital lives. It measures an ordinary real life against impossible filtered fragments. This leads to the paradox of modern loneliness. People have immense independence and extreme digital visibility. You can work, shop, and socialize online, but we deeply lack the reliable, embedded belonging of a physical community where our absence would actually be noticed. The result is a social ecosystem that creates artificial inadequacy and profound isolation. We are offered infinite communication, but very little actual community. This entire structure is known as the complexity system. The modern world was not imposed on us by some outside force. It is an environment built from our own amplified human desires for safety, wealth, status, and pleasure. Technology and global markets take these natural desires and scale them so efficiently that they create toxic abundance. We get what we want, and then we get too much of it. Too much artificial light, too much information, and far too much speed. Modern life feels deeply unnatural because it demands that biological, rhythm-dependent organisms function like always-on, frictionless machines. We cannot abandon the modern world. But once we recognize the mismatch, we can begin making small repairs to our daily environment to better suit our biology. We can reintroduce ancient rhythms. That means actively seeking real morning sunlight and limiting artificial light at night. It means choosing physical movement, embracing silence and boredom over endless scrolling, and demanding direct face-to-face connection. Modern anxiety and exhaustion serve as a biological memory, a reminder from the nervous system that it is being forced to function as a metric rather than a living organism. Honoring these biological requirements offers a way to navigate the digital world without surrendering our fundamental need for rhythm and rest.